You're saying they're cracking down on weed packaging?
Yeah. So as I walked in, you know, Two-Tone showed me some packaging he just knocked out, and I just saw the news. I like to watch the news in the morning, local news strictly though. Like that's
Where do you watch the news?
YouTube.
Oh,
so like, yeah, growing up, yeah, I'll watch Channel 9 while I leave school and shit. But nowadays, you know, I just go on YouTube and they'll put it on autoplay. All the crazy stuff happening in Encino, something happening in Lakewood, something happening in East LA.
Are you subscribed to YouTube TV, or that's just like
I'm locked in the YouTube Premium.
YouTube Premium? That's what I mean.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really watch TV, movies. I just like
YouTube, baby.
Yeah, I love YouTube so much.
Damn. I'm not really tapping into YouTube the way I should be.
I love watching like a lot of informal stuff. I feel like it's all useless information at the end of the day, but still, you know, it keeps your mind going. But what I learned yesterday actually this morning was the fact that in downtown LA in the Bong Road district, it's this area on San Pedro and 4th.
Bong Row?
Yeah, so there's Skid Row, and then right outside of it, between Little Tokyo and Skid Row, which some people call Skid Rokio, there's Bong Row. I'm not even kidding. Shout out to Escondite, the bar out there. But,
Skid Rokio?
Yeah,
I'm out, bro. I'm out of the loop. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. I just like researching about that stuff. But
Skid Rokio is so fire.
So they have Bong Row, you know, aka Skid Rokio, and down that whole block is nothing but fake weed packaging and a lot of you know, imported glass. You know what I'm saying? So and that's where that butane explosion happened a couple of years where the whole thing exploded. But you know, they just cracked down on like thank you so much. They just cracked down on millions of dollars worth of illegal weed packaging. Nowadays they're really cracking down this year on the packaging that kind of looks like it's supposedly advertised towards kids. And yeah, they did a crazy seizure, but you know, I came up playing a role in that. You know what I'm saying? Like helping out my homies, man. I didn't see my stuff bootlegged on that street. You know, that's nothing better than that. But
the weed packaging game.
Yeah.
I haven't smoked weed in 8 years. I quit.
Good. Yeah.
I used to love weed. I grew up in a weed household. Like my whole family's shit was weed, right?
Yeah.
So part of my life. Love it. Can't do it anymore though, because I'm a hype.
Because you're a what?
I don't know when to stop.
Oh yeah, me neither.
But you make it work.
Sorta.
You're one of the. Are you a wake and bake type person?
Some days, yeah. Today I decided not to smoke just to not be too fried. But like, you know, I think I'm the opposite. Like me personally, something about smoking, you know, I do get faced with anxiety, but it's almost like productive anxiety. It makes you realize like, all right, Blazzy, what are you doing? Don't mess this up. Complete this, complete that. You know what I'm saying? And then it's interesting. Whenever I want to go to sleep, I can't smoke. I feel like if I smoke weed right before I go to sleep, my mind is just gonna be racing. I'll be on my phone, probably watching up the latest YouTube seizure on fucking weed packaging. You know what I'm saying?
So you're that rare breed that weed does the opposite to.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm thankful just because I you know, I have a lot of friends and family members that just tell me like, yeah, I can't smoke weed. Half my office don't smoke. You know, and they decide to opt out, you know, kind of, you know, some decide to like smoke at the end of the day, makes them, you know, when everything's all done. And then, but I do have my people that like, we'll smoke a blunt with me at noon, you know, but.
Your office is like, you guys look, here's the thing. As long as you smoke at some point during the day, you're okay. But if you guys don't smoke, you're in deep shit. That's how he lays it down.
No, actually, so check it out. So, and that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of an encouraging environment for myself to be in, just because everyone at the office, like, no one smokes more than me. I'm not sure that's a bad or good thing. But at the office, everyone, for the most part, I think there's maybe like one out of like the 5 guys there that will smoke out with me like every blunt. I think that generally, like, there's 2 people that don't smoke at all. There's 2 others that are like froggy, you know what I'm saying? They'll pop in and out. And my homie Massive will smoke every blunt with me.
He goes head to head.
Yes, yeah. But no, you know, I went through like 15 and 18. I went to drug counseling when I was like 10th grader.
Yeah.
And I felt really guilty because my mom, like her mom, my grandma died a couple weeks after that. I was like 15. But to make a long story short, she had a lot of like resentment with me on that whole topic. So I decided not to smoke weed to the remainder of high school. And then I picked it up at like 18, 19 again. But I think smoking every day, I'm 29 now. I've been doing that since 24, age 24 maybe.
I mean, if it ain't broke, shit. I mean,
don't fix it.
Yeah. If it works, like if I could, I would. Are you kidding me? But me, I'm the type of person, if I smoke a joint first thing in the morning, I'll just like, instead of leaving the house, I'll just like be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna get a pizza and watch Netflix. Like I need to tuck in today. Like it doesn't have it puts me down into just like I just get the munchies. I'm like what kind of crazy shit can I order on Postmates? You know what I mean? Like it's not good. But you have my theory on that shit is like our brain chemistry, in the same way that like kids have ADHD and they give them Ritalin, which shouldn't make sense because Ritalin is speed. Yeah. And if you have ADHD, you're all fucking twacked out. But it somehow will level you out. So like there's something the weed does to your brain that makes sense because it works.
Right. For you. Yeah. It helps me out, benefits me. And I'm glad you mentioned that whole Ritalin part. When as I was mentioning when I was in drug counseling, they connected me with like a psychologist. They're trying to tell my mom that like, yo, your son has like ADHD, like real like diagnosed ADHD. We're gonna give him Adderall. So what we did was like my mom started telling me, and like, with a lot of Mexican households, you don't really run across like pill abuse. You know what I'm saying? Maybe nowadays with like perks and stuff, but 10 years ago, like no one did Xanax or like, Adderall like that. And you never heard about that stuff. So I always associated pills with like, oh, you're crazy, you're stupid or something like that. So in 10th grade, I'm taking Adderall just because I can't calm down in class. And like, it just scares the hell out of me. And like, I had the guts time on like, hey, I'm not going to take this. Like, this makes me feel weird. But like, I do wonder because it's like, even if I do take Adderall like today, like I need like a day to recover. It feels like that shit's like, takes over my eyes, like it hurts to blink at a certain moment. Like it's just stressful. So I can't imagine what it does to someone's developing brain at 15.
You're looking at it. I took it from like the age of 13 through 19. 25 milligrams a day.
25?
And I think it permanently.
You would have ended up 9 feet tall with long hair and white if you kept up with the Adderall.
Oh God, right? What?
Yeah. No, it permanently affected my brain development.
If there's if I got my back against the wall, like a gun to my head, the most I'll take is like 15 milligrams, bro. I feel like I need to I would not go to sleep properly the night after. But like, they're trying to prescribe me 30 milligram at like 15, and like, bro, that's way too powerful. I'm in class learning about like addiction. You know what I mean? Like what?
I had an Adderall script like 9 years ago. 5. It was 5, and I take 5. I have a coffee, and I felt like I was on fucking like I had just railed 2 lines. I was like, I was like, what's next? What am I gonna do?
Dude, I stopped being able to talk to people. I stopped being able to make jokes.
Become irritable.
I was like a Terminator. Like when the Terminator looks around the room and does the ones and zeros.
25 megs is crazy.
Every decision I made felt like I was a Terminator, like calculating
You're
everything.
Just in your ChatGPT bag.
Yeah. So like when someone was like, trying to talk to me, I just couldn't even like respond in a normal way. I was just like frozen up, permanent. So it gave me social anxiety that I only got over like since we've been doing this podcast, to be honest.
Yeah, me personally, really? I don't think I'd be able to do that like in a crowded room. I think I'd be like highly irritable. I'd be like in my own corner and just like trying to ignore and shut everybody off. I could only be dolo at like 1 a.m. in my office room, just like designing for it to work.
And it's great for that. Yes. But you don't need to be like considering what you're going to do if a shooter comes in the room every time you're in a room, which is what was happening to me. I was like, what if violence broke out?
Especially when you're the shooter.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I think I've narrowly avoided that. I've always had a positive demeanor. So I
see your trench coat. You have a 90-foot trench coat.
Hella backpacks.
Look, if you had to play.
He has 9 backpacks. Look.
Oh, shit.
And one of them is just all full of trench coats.
You got a Pelican one? Shit.
No, I mean, look, if you had to take bets on who the shooter in the classroom would be, it was going to be me. I was very skinny. I was tall. I didn't talk, and I had wide eyes.
Fuck it, that is shooter DNA right there.
Yeah, and I thought guns were cool. I played a lot of Call of Duty. Anyway.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
Nah, but I appreciate you inviting me onto the show, bro. I was watching you a little bit earlier today. This shit looks dope. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there needs to be more. Well, the thing is, there's a lot of like cliches and there's a lot of like titles. Would you consider this anywhere close to like a streetwear podcast, or just more just like personal? Like
this podcast is, I don't know what the fuck it is. Like streetwear shit I don't really fuck with a lot of people in streetwear because like I don't want to pull you up on the show and talk to you about t-shirts. I don't give a fuck.
That's right.
I don't care about your process.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in any of that. I'm interested in like storytelling and culture and like t-shirts are just incidental, right? So that way for that purpose, I haven't had a show about clothes or streetwear because like that's not really my thing.
And it becomes way too pigeonholed. And I like how you spoke about that one part where it's like, I mean, generally speaking, the fashion community, it's like they got a stick up their ass and a crazy ass Pinterest account. You know what I'm saying? Beyond that, what's really their value? Keep it real with you. You know, these people talk like aliens. So it's like, it is refreshing meeting like good, nice people in the mix of all this shit. Like, coming up, I always had that issue just trying to like relate to some of these fools and like clothing and shit. It's like, no, they're all jackasses. You know what I'm saying? They don't even like operate like real people. I can't even like, you know what I'm saying? Like kick it with these guys.
Yeah,
you know?
like I can't. That's one of my faults is that I can't interact. It's hard for me to work with people that I can't like have a dialogue with.
Exactly.
And it shuts doors because like everyone doesn't fuck with everybody. So like, it's not that I don't fuck with people. And I respect like, look, if that's your fucking thing, if you're a fashion god and like your every day is a fit, getting off a fit, like sick, run it. It's not my thing. I'm very much interested in like the art and the fucking and the collateral and like the marketing is like where I'm like, you know, but like the clothes, it just kind of is part of what we do. And it's just because we know what we want to wear.
Right.
But like I don't consider myself like I'm not like a fit god. Like I'm not a fashion like warrior. Like I get up in the morning, I'm like, I don't know, I'm gonna put that shit on.
Me personally, I didn't even, if you asked me like 15 years ago in high school what I wanted to be, I would say I wanted to be like the best cover artist, like the best person to do like album art. You know what I'm saying? Clothes is cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go put a shirt on, but like, I didn't grow up with a sewing machine and shit like that, you know?
So you guys I offered you a soda. You said no because you have an office weight loss challenge.
Yeah, so check it out. Yeah, we're all, and you know, I was talking to Brain Freeze in the other room. Like, there's smaller people at our office for sure, whether they're way thinner, but then we have all the big fat homies like myself. You know what I'm saying? I want to call anybody out, but y'all know who you are.
Yeah, you fat motherfucker.
You're in the competition for a reason.
I see you at Del Taco, Taco Bell, bang bang. Don't do that shit, man.
I'm glad you brought. I gotta take my hat off of it. Dude, I gotta say something. Listen, Del Taco is my
kryptonite.
Yes, bro.
Del Taco's fire.
It's the most stupid because it's just white Mexican food. I get tacos at my mom's house, sure.
Yeah.
But I just love a good white, crunchy, hard shell taco with some extra cheese on it, bro. I'm a sucker for it.
Yeah.
2 a.m. hits me. Oh my God, those Del Tacos better run. You know
I'm
what I mean?
Tell you,
like,
as a 100% fat piece of shit, which I am. I am the fattest. Like, yes, right now I'm in great shape, but I could easily in 6 months.
You could turn it up,
bro. I've done it multiple times and gotten so fucking fat I can't even believe it. So like I'm very like I've been good for the past like 6-7 years. I've been slowly getting leaner and leaner and leaner. Like, but I'll tell you, I've done a lot of research on how to like eat right, and it's really. And I don't know if you've looked into this shit. But I'll be
researching on the macros and
the macros.
You want to eat whole foods rather than like processed foods.
That's the whole thing. Here it is. This is the secret. You can't eat nothing that is coming out of a bag or a fast food restaurant right out the gate. Number 2, you can't eat at restaurants too much because they load everything with butter and sugar and oil. Yeah. Those 2 things. Thirdly, I'm talking about anything that comes out of a package is bad.
Yeah.
Because anytime you look at something and there's something you don't know what it is, an ingredient, is bad for you. It's just that simple. And if you limit your shit and be like, yo, I'm gonna have a piece of meat and some rice, that's how you win. Exactly. And you can fuck around. You can have a day
grab
or
a
so.
lollipop.
Yeah, go grab a lollipop. That being said, I haven't had sugar in over a year and a half. No, I've had it like accidentally in some like sauce or in like
some Brussels sprouts or some shit.
Yeah, I've had it accidentally, but I haven't had an actual like I haven't had ice cream or a cookie or a piece of cake in a year. I've had some sugar-free chocolate, but I haven't had actual real sugar. Now, this has sugar in it, right? This has a little bit of sugar.
A gang of sugar, my boy.
I looked at the ingredient. It has a gang of sugar in it. It's from Germany, right? It's German sugar. It has some sugar in it. I'm going to take a drink of this for the pod, and then I'm going to put this back down and not have no more sugar. So I'm going to break Sugar Edge for a minute.
Hey, me too.
Just for a minute.
I'll match you with it.
All right, he's gonna jump in.
I'm getting like a sip though.
But here, guys, check it out. Before I have a drink, a German soda, so good, there's no need for a script. There's no goddamn copy. They're gonna have me drink this live and give them my take on their, what is it? It's cola with orange flavored soda. I will say this. Paulaner, I don't know if you pronounce it that way, but Paulaner, Paulaner has come in with heavy merch right out the gate. These motherfuckers are savvy, Blazzy. They come out the gate with the hats. Like back in the day, this wasn't part of the deal. No. Now You got to come out the gate with a whole line.
Yeah.
When you make your soda, you got to be ready to launch a Streetwear line on top.
It got to be a punchline.
Got to be a punchline. So
now, to be clear, the soda's been available for a long time in Europe. They're just beginning to make it available.
We love a European product. We love a Japanese product. 2 sodas in a bottle. Creamy cola, bright citrus, low fizz. Real orange and lemon juice. Tastes like a Mexican Coke with an orange twist. Sugar-free version, Sunset Zero. Where's the sugar-free version?
I think
this says 0 cal. Oh, there is a sugar-free version. My guy. Okay, I don't have to break my sugar fast. Will you get 2 cups full ice? Thank you so much.
This is the distinctive flavor too. I've had like orange cream soda, but I don't think I've ever mixed orange and Coca-Cola. I think that's like the equivalent of putting like sugar on like a steak or something.
Right? It sounds very weird.
Yeah, it's a mixture of flavors. I love me some orange soda though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Listen, I'm gonna take a swig because you know that the sugar-free version is not gonna taste anything like.
Yeah. I just see that.
I'm gonna take a swig. I'm gonna be real with you guys, and if I don't like this product, it's gonna be lights out for Paulaner. Oh, well, that's nice. That's pretty goddamn good. What do you think?
I think it tastes like an orange Hot Wheel or something like that.
It tastes like
in a good way, yeah.
Orange Hot Wheel. It tastes like a orange sickle to me.
Yeah,
pretty good. Damn, that has a nice aftertaste. That is really nice, and it makes me want to have more fucking sugar and more soda, and just go downstairs and get a fucking pint of Haagen-Dazs.
So I know that you're not really like fully into like the sugar lifestyle, but do you still like mingle with like the diet, the Coke Zeros and shit like that?
I try to stay away from that shit. Rarely do I have a Coke Zero. I get like a poppy soda. It has a few calories. There's no sugar in it. It's got probiotics. Yeah. I'm on some fucking like, I'm old, bro. I gotta mind my piece.
Nah, but I'm heading over there. You feel me? I gotta start acting accordingly.
But I'll give you the cliff notes. I've been at this shit for so long. I know the fucking cheat codes.
Yeah.
It's really simple, and it's not that bad. It's all good shit. It's just like you just gotta pick the right shit to eat. A time capsule of the 70s. This is a very 70s inspired soda brand. Just turned 50, born as Paulaner Spezi in Munich, 1974 at the famous Paulaner Brewery. The recipe, bottle, and logo have remained unchanged since birth. Due to licensing, Sunset has never been marketed or changed in 50 years, yet has gained cult favorite status through hip-hop and street art cultures. They were trying to pull up on me. They wanted to come meet whoever these people are. And I wanted to meet them too because they're a sponsor of the show, but I was not here that day. So shout out to Paulaner. If you guys want to come by and chop it up, I'm happy to hang out. You guys, I like the product's great. The design is very 70s, retro. This soda has never left Germany until now. Los Angeles is its first international market. Welcome to LA. Father and son duo from Germany founded Sunset earlier this year to share their beloved soda with Angelinos. Under the new name Paulaner Sunset. Sunset is produced in Munich and shipped to LA. In their office in Venice, a small team of Germans and Angelinos are working hard to reinvent Sunset as a holistic 70s brand. Sunset is available in over 50 stores in LA and beyond. Bristol Farms is the first supermarket chain ever to stock Sunset. Find the store closest to you at paulanersunset.com. That's PAULANER-sunset.com. For PTA listeners, we are offering a limited time free tasting package, 2 bottles of Sunset Original. I said free, motherfucker. Free 99. One can of Sunset Zero plus a surprise exclusive for LA County. Head to paulaner-sunset.com/PTA and use code PTA to get a free sampling package. You only pay shipping. Did you guys hear what the fuck I said? They're sending out free product. How often does that happen? They're trying to give you off. This is a crazy push.
I'm gonna run that as soon as my fucking diet.
As soon as the weight loss challenge is over
in 28 days.
What's the parameter for the weight loss challenge? Like, how do you win? It's just most pounds lost.
Yeah, most pounds lost. It's pretty just general. The only thing we said, like, go ahead, go do your keto, go do your intermediate fasting, but no Ozempic. If you do Ozempic, I'm gonna get hot. You feel me? If you're over here stabbing your stomach and we in a competition, that you're tripping on that.
That's cheating. You can't do Ozempic.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But we did allow people to.
Is there any cash on it?
Yeah, so we're all putting $100. Isn't like a substantial amount. I think the winner leaves with like 1,000.
That's great
for 30 days worth of work. But I think that nevertheless, it's more rewarding than $1,000. You know what I mean? For like me, my goal is to lose 25 pounds. The thing about myself is like,
holy shit, that's
I'll fluctuate. Yeah, it's gonna be an uphill battle for sure. You shoot for the stars, you aim in the clouds, right?
Yeah.
I think that my whole life, like my whole adult life, like every 3 years, I'll go from like chubby to not chubby. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I'll just go in and out. So like I already know how to kind of go through the process. I've done like successful keto. I've done like, you know, like successful like gym workouts and shit like that. But you know, it's all about just discipline at the end of the day. And nothing gets me going more than like a friendly competition at the office.
Just know this, that all weight loss is 87.4% diet.
Yeah.
Maybe more. If you don't have the diet, it doesn't matter how much. You have to work out so much to eat crazy. Like you got to work out like 3 hours a day if you want to eat crazy, like hard. So if you really want to have a life, you have to diet. It's just all diet. Like that's it. And let me tell you something. The person in the room who does this the hardest, but is also the fattest and has worked out the least is the guy that's going to lose the most weight.
Yeah.
Because it's going to shock his body or her body or their body, and they're going to shed.
Yeah, literally.
Quicker. The little guys ain't gonna lose shit.
I done lost 7 pounds in the last week. Well, since Friday, really 5 days or something like that.
Shit.
But then again, it's the first week. You know, I've been eating junk. I've been on bullshit for like the since the beginning of the year, really. So like this last week, my body kind of like caught up, and I've been losing this weight. It's all just because of the diet, man. I'm really holding myself to like, okay, Blazzy, you're gonna have the most boringest chicken you could think of.
Oh,
you feel me?
chicken breast.
Yeah, this is gonna be super boring. You're gonna have your broccoli and some plain Brussels sprouts. You're gonna deal with it for 30 days.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Brutal.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, off of it, yeah, for sure. I'm having, you know, buffalo fries. You know what I mean? All types of crazy shit.
Buffalo fries.
I really shouldn't though, but. You know, I mean, it's just, I like eating. You know what I'm saying? It's fun.
Yeah.
Who can't say that, is it? You know, we do it all day.
Yeah. No, it's fun. It's a part of life. It's fun. It's exciting. I had a wild meal last night. My friend took me out a belated birthday gift for dinner.
Oh, happy late birthday.
Thank you. It's a few months ago. But we never linked up. She took me out to dinner, and it was like some place in downtown in a hotel. I forget the name of what it was called. It was like Japanese barbecue. And it was like, the food was good, but it was such a corny place. And they're like, okay, are you ready for the meat ritual? And I'm like, what? And I'm
like, what the hell? Tripping. Now they tell me that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they brought a cart and they took this giant tomahawk and they covered it in whiskey and they put it over a bowl of salt and rosemary and they set it on fire. And they're like, now the process is I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, don't explain. Like when you go somewhere nice and they explain to you what everything is, I truly don't give a flying fuck. I don't care. Yeah. I don't care what's in it. I just want to eat it. Leave me alone.
I'm not doing that at any restaurant. Yeah.
No, and don't check up on me. Like, you know, if I need you, like I'm in the middle of a conversation. We're talking about our lives, and this guy goes, "I just want to say everything." I'm like, "Yo, this is the 8th time, my boy. Like, leave us alone. Like, read the room. We don't want to talk to you. You goofy fucking weirdo." Like,
yeah, that should be like hella invasive.
Leave me alone. Leave us alone. We're talking about deep shit, and you're coming over here asking us if we like the Brussels sprouts. Like, fuck off. That's just, but you know.
I got a question though for you. Like me personally, it's always been like a goal. Well, it's more not really a goal at all. It's a dream. It's like, oh, that would be cool one day to like open a restaurant. Have you ever kind of like went through the same thought process, or like have you found yourself opening some shit like that before?
I mean, I've thought about it, but I haven't gone to any like.
I've been wondering if there's real like, is there any like sustainable money in like food? Because I'd be wondering, because it's like, say like, you know, if you go to like Starbucks, you know what I mean? Well, that's completely different to the corporate, but you go to like a local burger spot, you're spending $8 on that burger. Like, how much does that go to the ingredients? How much does it go to paying that person to serve it to you? The cook, the really dishwasher.
Hard. It's hard
and
to
then
make
rent.
Money.
You know what I mean? Insurance and all that.
You gotta love it. It's hard to make money in a restaurant. I think you start making money when you have 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Like some of these people are like, you know, the John and Vinny's people, they're fucking loaded, right? They make a lot of money.
They found the right market.
They have like 12 restaurants, you know, and they're doing all kinds of other shit. Like, you know, like certain people, you know, shout out Uncle Paulie. I'm sure he's doing good. He's got a bunch of different shops. Like, you know, like I think the money I mean, you can have a restaurant that is like a real location, and it's like, but to keep it going for 10 years and to make that money, it takes a long time to grind. I think the money's in the franchising in the second and the third.
Yeah.
And then when you become a name, they're like, oh, they know, you know, but like it's hard.
I think it's an interesting concept because it's like, unlike clothing or music where you got to constantly offer a 2024 version of yourself. You know, you go to McDonald's, it's all just the same burgers from 2004, 1995. You know what I'm saying? Sure, there's a little upgrades here and there, but for the most part, it's the same thing.
Well, see, I want to get into beverage.
Yeah, okay.
I want a beverage company because if you have a beverage company, and I don't again, like, do I really want another business? Not really. But like when I think about it, like, yo, if I had to start a business, it would be like, yo, here's a beverage. I made one can. I'm not going to change that can for 10 years. Yeah. That's done. Yeah. All I got to do is make the product inside it good, and then the marketing is everything.
Yeah.
But with clothing, you got to change the fucking, you got to reinvent
the wheel every time.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Especially, and I be thinking at least like the pros that we have on like clothing and just like branding wise is like the fact that like if a shirt doesn't sell today, we can sell it tomorrow. We can sell it next week, next month. For food, that shit got an expiration date on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially like those taco spots around the corner and stuff. It's like, damn, like they're literally having meat on the grill as you walk up. Like that meat isn't gonna be there in 2 days, whether they like it or not. You know what I mean? Yeah. It'd be looking so tough, but like it definitely came across my mind like that would be a cool idea. But like that's to a point where it's like you could lose, you know, money and you can't you don't even worry about it, you know. I definitely think that every dollar I should just keep reinvesting like personal. But eventually, you know, it would be cool to have a little restaurant. I'd like to have like a I think that like there needs to be a spot where it's just snacks, like peanut butter and jelly and like cereal. It's
funny, I was thinking the same thing. When you said this, I was like, you know what would be great is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich shop.
Or like a Chipotle style bagel spot where it's like cool with bread, you know, what's spread. Yourself. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
see, you might have a hook there because also you're tapped into like what young people want, what stoners want. Mm-hmm. You're in the one of the stoner capitals of the fucking world. Like,
for sure,
you might put some shit out there that could go crazy because if you're smart and you keep your overhead low, you're like, what's some bread, peanut butter, and cream cheese?
The thing is though, I think like with clothing, with music, oh my God, it's the end of the world. There's pitchforks if someone copies you, right?
Yeah.
It's career suicide for the individual. The guy who made mac and cheese, he's not getting $1 off the mac and cheese I make tonight. You feel me? Like that's really like the last art form. I feel like the last real art form where it's like you can't be upset if someone takes your idea on TikTok of like this cool way of doing a burger and makes a whole restaurant about it. And the restaurant owner can't be upset that someone couple blocks away is doing the exact same shit, you know? Like, where do you draw the line? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when you're literally all selling burgers.
Yeah. Everyone's got a burger shop now. It's crazy.
Yeah, especially with the smash burgers. They're all delicious, right? Oh my God, there's YouTube videos, there's TikToks of the top 5. It's always the same ones, but like, as like if I were to make a smash burger spot tomorrow, like, I guess that's the fun part, right? It's like the branding and just the marketing. Yeah, exactly. The punchline of like, how are we going to communicate like our burger?
Bread is a croissant.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
the bread is a blueberry muffin.
You see us make the bread. You know what I mean? Like it's made from the wheats in the front yard. Yeah. You know, like it's got to be some kind of deal like that. But I always wonder that. I feel really because if someone made like, you know, a Sparkaroo and made the exact same product instead of MP, it says fucking Nike or some shit. Like Nike will never drop this, but you know, for an example, like for accessories products, oh my God, a blog's gonna post about it. People are gonna chime in the comments. Yeah. If I make a funny bagel with like a burrito in it, they're gonna copy that shit. I gotta deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta eat it.
Yeah, bro. Like for instance, the person, like I always use that as an example. My dad, he cooks for a living, right? Like he's cooked like for quinces, for weddings. Like while I was growing up, he used to make birria often, you know, for like just these Mexican like family gatherings. And it didn't get really popular till COVID, right? And I wonder, like, who's the guy who's responsible making birria popping? Because it ended up getting to like the tables of Del Taco because now they have their own birria, fucking meal and shit. Yeah, and it blows my mind. Like, who's the guy who made that shit popular? Like, does because he get
they got a marketing team that's looking out on Instagram, looking at this. Like, listen, I went to Taco Bell corporate. Right,
lucky ass motherfucker. Well, that's a dream. I would not leave there. They had to call security to kick me out.
Bro, it's crazy. They're like, we're gonna take you into our test kitchen, and they sat us.
Bro, hit me up next time, bro. I'll give you free designs if I go Taco Bell.
Really? Well, all right, I'll bring you.
I'll give you a free grab. You send me the Taco Bell.
Yo, we went down there and like it was like, yo, they sat us down and they're like, check this shit out. You're gonna love this. First of all, they gave us like a 7-course meal of all these like secret things that they were gonna make that they're still coming out, and then they let us go make our own shit. So I got to go back behind the thing and like make my own burrito the way I wanted it.
That is
with
a
like
dream.
The extra red sauce and the rice.
What?
Like,
oh my God,
that was kind of fire. That was kind of sick. But it was crazy. Like, you know, they're like, yeah, these are we don't call them chef, they're food scientists. And like, you know, these motherfuckers are in here fucking just cooking and concocting shit and trying to find the best thing to give you at fucking 12:30 at night when you're high as a kite. You got the munchies.
Because that is a reality for sure. It's like all these, like, you know, stuff that we love the most, burgers, fucking hot dogs, pasta, pizza, they're all inventions that happened like 100 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, where are like the Renaissance food guys where they're making their own, you know, what would be a pizza, they're making a burger, they're like, you know, these are French fries now. Like, I have a lot of respect for those individuals. I would like, if I could like, no, my life is perfect. I'm very thankful to God that I got all these opportunities. But if I were to redo it, I'd probably want to look into like, okay, let me be a food scientist. That sounds sick.
Damn. It's a whole, I mean, I think
I have no knowledge in that shit outside of like cutting tomatoes for my dad. But like, I think that shit's pretty cool.
But I feel like if you have a perspective and you have taste, I believe that you can actually pivot into, you can go from this into food. You can go from food into movies. You can go from movies into music. Well, music's tough. And art and music are hard. You can't always break into those.
Yeah.
But all the other disciplines you can move into because you have a perspective.
Yeah.
You know, and like if you're a designer, you can probably make a pretty decent restaurant because you know what you want and you know how it's supposed to look. And a lot of you're a leg up against those other people. They don't know how the fucking restaurant should even look. They might know how shit should taste, but we know. We're like, you know, I want it to taste like this.
You ever thought you were onto something, making like a food or like a drink? Because I got one to share with you.
What's that?
Okay, check it out. It's COVID, right? I'm just working at the crib. I'm bored, man. It's 2020, my boy. So check it out. I love orange juice, right?
Yeah.
I see orange juice in my fridge. I'm high as a kite, high as hell. I see orange juice and I see coffee creamer.
Yeah.
I combined them. I made orange cream soda at home. Cream juice, I should say. Orange cream juice.
Wait, have you ever had an orange bang?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, I didn't have an orange bang in the kitchen. You know, I'm just over here. I'm like, okay, I like coffee cream. I'd had some coffee right now. I love orange juice. And it was risky. It tasted like a creamsicle. You know what I'm saying?
Risky.
Oh my God.
It was risky, but he pulled it off.
Bro, if I had shit to do, you'd see me across the street at a table selling orange juice with creamer in it, bro. I'm putting the world onto this shit. It's delicious.
I'll have to try that one. Damn, creamy OJ, I'm in. Listen,
if people are making sandwiches with like, I heard like Elvis Presley got like the sandwich with like peanut butter and jelly with bacon and all this shit. Yep. If he has his peanut butter jelly bacon sandwich, I get my cream, my cream orange juice.
Bro, get your money. Like he used to fly in a chef into an airplane hangar to make those sandwiches special, and they would make it out of a giant baguette, and there'd be like steak in there with peanut butter and jelly. Like that motherfucker was so pilled out. He was just like, oh, it was just like he's just living for the moment of like a steak and peanut butter. Just like, oh my God, it must have been heaven for him though. Check it out, guys. Mando. Summer is here. Guess what that means? That means your balls are sticking to your leg. Your armpits stink. Bottom of your feet are sweating. You're going to the beach. You're going back in the office. Well, as soon as you step outside from this air-conditioned unit, you're going to get blasted with the sun. You're going to be sweaty. And you know what happens when you sweat? You start to stink. And there's parts of your body that other deodorants don't touch. That's why we have Mando. It's official. School's out, sun's out, it's summer. Mando whole body deodorant will be your best friend this summer. Mando is clinically proven to control body odor for 72 motherfucking hours. That's 3 days, people. That means that you can get up on Friday, cover your body in Mando, and go back to work Monday, and no one will know that you've been up for 3 days, you were at Bergheim, you were in the piss room, and someone took a shit in your hat. And no one will be able to tell because you're covered in Mando. Mando can't cover that. Mando does not endorse that. Mando's never been to Bergheim. I've never been to Bergheim. I don't know what any of that's about. Available in 4 cologne quality scents: Bourbon Leather, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport, and Clover Woods. Summer activities that you can list and Mando can keep you smelling fresh. I think I listed a bunch. Going to the barbecue, getting on a jet ski, sex in the woods, going hiking, rollerblading, roller skating, riding motorcycles up and down Sunset all the time, driving a fire truck, walking the dog with 6 other dogs, and then those dogs get in a fight with another pack of dogs. All this shit happens in the summer. New customers get $5 off Mando's best-selling starter pack with code PTA at shopmando.com. Don't read verbatim. Please talk about what you love. I did talk about what I like about Mando. I do love Mando. This shit's fantastic. I've used it. It smells great. They have a cleansing bar. Where's the deodorant? You got deodorant over there? Mando's just got you covered. Right, I'm telling you, man, motherfuckers are like getting together. They're starting these companies and they're like, what? Where's the hole in the market? The hole in the market is that you got to have Mando deodorant wipes. Wipe yourself down. Who ever heard of a shower? It doesn't exist. When I go to the gym, I wrestle with some men. I get out of the fucking gym. I put on some Mando. I come to the office. Everyone's like, God damn, it smells like a supermodel was walking in Mount Fuji spraying eucalyptus all over himself. And I'm like, that's me, motherfucker.
Say goodbye to your ball stench.
Say goodbye to your ball stench, your chode stench, your goof. Just goofing, shooting, and making it happen with Mando.
Exactly.
Get the ball sent out the way. Mando starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream, tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. Luckily, I have a discount code to help you get hooked on my favorite smelling whole body deodorant on the market. New customers get $5 motherfucking off the starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off on your starter pack. Use code PTA at shopmando.com. SHOPMANDO.com. Almost a flawless delivery, except I mangled the end. But I'm still going to say that was a great ad read. I crushed it, Mando. Just send Blazzy some Mando. Damn, they sent me another. Wow, what is this? Groin and body hair trimmer, the Lawnmower Ultra. Manscaped? No, this is some fucking, they are going ham. Manscaped is every time. I got to tell you something. This is a product. I have what they sell as a of course the product man knows how to open a box. They have what they sell as a ball hair trimmer, but I use it on my face.
That's way too close, bro. Oh my God.
Right?
I don't trust not even myself with scissors by my balls.
Yo,
oh my God.
let me tell you something. This clipper right here, I have this at home. It's got this ceramic blade, right? Look at this. It cuts fucking super sharp, but it won't cut you. I have this shit all because I used to cut myself with an electric razor. Mm-hmm. I have this shit all over my face. It's interesting because it actually is a really good trimmer. I have also their shaver, which I used to not believe. These things came out in the 80s, electric shaver, which I never believed in that shit. That's never going to work. This shit works too. They've done the fucking science. They got a research team. They got the scientists. They rebuilt the wheel. They made a better motherfucking mousetrap. Shout out to Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping at Manscaped with promo code TwoTone. That's 2TONE at manscaped.com/TwoTone. I can just tell you guys, I'm going to go, look, I gave the call to action. I'm going to just talk to you guys further. The design. We were with Manscaped like three years ago. They had this little thing, and I used it. I've taken this thing around the world in my kit. It's a fucking superior trimmer. I need it for my mustache, right? I got to trim this shit up. I got to bring it down here. Got to clean up here and there. This thing is fucking amazing. And I got to tell you, these guys at Manscaped or women or whatever the fuck they are, aliens, they have been going hard in the research department because they just coming out with new product. Look at this case. What is happening? They got a white shaver. Fun in there. They're having fun over there. They got a white shaver. I've never seen anything. What is going on? They got attachments. I'm truly like, what is happening over there? Like here's what I worry about Manscaped. This is my thought. This is my fear of Manscaped is that they're gonna fuck around and it's gonna be like a Terminator situation where like they're gonna build a razor that's too smart and it's gonna end humanity. So like slow down at Manscaped. It's getting too high tech. Look at this. Check out the action on this fucking joint.
Yeah, I really want to see if it like really doesn't touch you like that. Nah, it doesn't.
It's got a ceramic blade.
But it gets my fucking oh my God, I cleaned that up for you.
It's no joke. Manscaped, everybody. Scape the man the scape. The man is scaped, Manscaped.
Definitely works.
The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. I don't even know. Groin and body hair trimmer. I mean, God damn it. I'm gonna be, my shit is gonna be so shaped up. I'm gonna have just the most angular shaped, just body hair in general. The whole entire body is just gonna look like a maze. It's gonna be intricate. It's gonna look like a goddamn fucking Stonehenge. Stonehenge? I don't know. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna look like a goddamn like a race car.
What are these topics right here?
Oh yeah, these are topics. These are Jason's topics. Jason is making cards for us to talk about.
Oh hell
this is some of these are off of my stories. I can tell these are funny. This is you know what Brat Summer is?
I'm kind of familiar. You know, I know it's like
Charlie XCX. You're not familiar with?
I know about her. Like, do I bump her? Not necessarily, but I know that it's like we're going into Brat Summer, right? Like
Charlie XCX made an album.
She just dropped.
It's an album that literally, if you're not a woman, you can't hear it. Like literally, it's music that is the range, and even if you're a gay man, it's hard, right? You can't hear it. Like literally, it's frequency tuned just for women, and it's programmed all the women around the world to have a brat summer.
Oh
and
my
that
God,
and
that's insane.
being a brat is like just basically wilding out, right?
Yeah.
But what's funny is this meme is I'm kind of tired of all this, to be honest. Is brat summer just about watching rich people have fun? And this is homegirl from what is it from that show on HBO, the Mask?
Rachel Sennett, is that what you say? Sennett?
Actress Rachel Sennott.
Yeah, Sennett.
Wait, that's not even. Either way, this is what it's about. It's about Brad Summer is about watching rich girls get wasted, which
Rise
is
around on the floor hammered.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, shit. Yeah, I don't think I'll run to any brat girls this summer. You feel me? Like, nah.
I got specific. I think it's a very specific subsection of women. It's a 20 to 28-year-old, maybe private school, world traveling.
I've seen one of the homegirls on that, you know what I mean? But like, I'm gonna let them be. You feel me? That's beyond me right there.
What about this one? The 14 people arrested in human trafficking sting at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh my God, what's going on at Comic-Con?
Now this is his world. He would know about this.
You know what? I'm gonna just say right here that might be like some furry like sex traffic. I don't know what's going on over there in San Diego.
Think about it. You kidnap someone, you duct tape their mouth, you put them on fucking ketamine, you stick them in a furry suit, and you cut a hole in the back, and you just parade them around the Comic-Con and let people fuck it.
Nobody would ever know. Yeah.
And then that's how you traffic at Comic-Con.
Welcome to Comic-Con.
Yeah. Would you like to fuck this rhinoceros?
I want to know, how did someone even like get to the bottom of it? Was it just like, was there an investigator? Like, I know there's some funny shit being.
You're undercover as Deadpool at Comic-Con to bust a sex trafficking sting, like you're Wolverine.
The police were dressed as stormtroopers.
Yeah. You're undercover. You're undercover as Storm from the X-Men, and you arrest like a fucking Mario Brothers. I've never been to Comic-Con, but like to be honest, if someone said to me, "Hey, I'm gonna go, I have a ticket," I would check it out. I think it'd be interesting to see.
It's definitely worth checking out for sure.
I would last about 45 minutes.
I never been to it, but like I for sure want to like peep my head in there, because at the end of the day, going back to like what we were saying about as far as real people, that's as real as it gets. Those are people who don't give a fuck what nobody thinks. No. I'm gonna go grab this Deadpool comic. You know what I'm saying? And
bro, these people work at Bed Bath & Beyond, and they spend all their money so they can dress up like fucking Colossus from the X-Men. Like, like that's their whole shit. That's their kink. That's their life.
They at the hotel across the street, they have orgies up there with the human trafficked individuals.
It's disgusting. It's like the Renaissance Fair on fucking steroids.
Literally, bro. What's going on?
Shout out to the human trafficking thing at Comic-Con San Diego in general.
Y'all gonna beat next year's record? Who knows?
I don't know. This is I don't know what this is. This is
that AI or some shit.
No,
it's written.
This is something I posted of it looks like a Japanese wrestler. I don't know. Do you know what the context is of this?
It's a Japanese wrestler who wears these very ornate masks.
And he got his mask ripped, or it came ripped?
I think it. Actually, I don't know. It looks like it's gotten half ripped off, and he's like bleeding, and it's just a very.
It's a sick image. That's why I posted. It's just a sick image. I'm a shit poster deluxe, so this is the kind of shit I put up.
No, that's fire. What?
And this is just a grandma doing. I
saw that post. What? She's just hitting that whole shit.
She hit the border pretty good. I mean, she's got better can control than I do. Shit.
That account. It looks like an Eastern European graffiti writer who teaches like public graffiti lessons, where you can pay him, and it looks like someone's like grandmother.
It's a terrible piece. It looks like it was done by someone's grandma. This piece is terrible. Sorry.
It looks like it was done in like Eastern Europe for sure.
Yeah. All right, so talking
that was
about
a lucky shot right there.
Where'd it go? It went. Oh, look at that! It's stuck to the fucking door frame,
like a car.
Look at that! Look at that aim. Nice. This is kind of sick. These are
How do you feel about all this fucking like bells and whistles as genre that's happening right now?
Here's the thing. Let me tell you something. When I saw gangsters wearing hats with ears on them, I was like, wow, we're really in the future. Like I'm really experiencing the future as someone who's older and seeing like, I was leaving my doorstep and there's a dude downstairs and he's fucking high as a kite and he's got his phone out and he's playing some crazy video game and he's fucking smoking whatever the fuck he's smoking and he's locked into a game on his phone sitting on the step, but he's homeless. And I'm walking past him. I'm like, this is fucking dystopian science fiction. You're homeless, but you're on your phone playing. He's playing some crazy game, just like locked in.
Be locked in on a fucking interview, my boy. What?
Yeah, like it's It's crazy. Like we live in crazy times. So like this kind of shit comes as no surprise. Like look at this hat. This is by someone I just started following called Sausage Lord. She just
I did see that post actually.
Look at that
I
hat.
gonna lie. Yeah.
That shit is hard. It's undeniable to me. Like that shit is just fucking hard.
100%.
Like look at the hat, and then there's some sunglasses. Like I just listen. I know we're talking about like when I was talking about like I'm not a fit, like I respect people that take their time to curate. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This takes a lot of like who made this hat? It's fucking crazy. I love it.
And like all these hats come with a dream and kind of like an idea of like what hats should be. So I wonder like what makes someone challenged enough to be like, okay, my fucking brim of the hat has to be 2 feet long. You know
it's like anything can happen now. Like
for
and there
sure.
are no more rules.
No, there
like,
ain't.
It's kind of that I really do love. I love that motherfuckers are like loud and proudly wearing like crazy shit. Like this samurai version of a Yankees hat is crazy. It's you know what I mean? Like I love it. I love it.
I think that's like birthday drip right there. Like I don't know if like I will be willing to wear that outside my birthday. Like birthday, yeah, I'm putting on that hat. You know what I'm saying? But
there's
like
also an age cap. Like if I put that on, like literally, literally the fucking the feds. The local sheriff, I won't even make it outside the house.
I would be confused. No, if he came in with that hat, I'd be hella confused. I wouldn't even mention. I'd be uncomfortable.
You'd be cool about it. You'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I'm all right.
I'm just playing it off. Like, what's up?
Tall ass hat.
Also, did you watch any of the Olympics?
I mean, I watched like whatever Instagram showed me. You know what I mean? The break dancers. You know what I mean? The girl shooting the
Australian
gun.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That was sick. Yeah, the Australian girl.
And that one dude from like Turkey who pulled up in like a fucking sweatshirt and just had no equipment and just pulled his gun out.
Yeah,
and shot.
that dude was badass. Yeah, he's caught too many bodies for sure.
And the Australian, there's a whole thing because the Australian breakdancer was terrible. She got 0 points, which is like
Jesus.
I could get more. I guarantee you, I could get in there and pop lock and do more than 0
Yeah,
points.
I'll start jerking. What?
Yeah.
Pause. But you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna start dancing up there.
Yeah.
Like
I would have done something better.
Yeah,
she
I'm
claimed
getting
it was
1.
inspired by a kangaroo. So
right. No, I'm leaving with 1 point for sure on the breakdancing scoreboard.
Also, like Snoop was a big part of the Olympics, which is a trip. Like Snoop Dogg in the 90s.
What does he know about working out?
No, nothing. Are you kidding me? Look how he's high as a kite. Look how high. Look how fucking high he is right there.
Yeah.
He is so high.
I think it's important to note he crip walked with the torch as well.
Ain't no way.
He did?
Ain't no fucking way.
It's a crazy world we live in. And Snoop Dogg, who like, I'm all for this, but what I'm saying is like, I would never think that when Snoop Dogg came out when I was a kid, murder was the case. He was a dangerous human being, right? Like he was the epitome of that shit. Death Row, like these were the fucking pinnacle gangster rappers, killers, right? And now the motherfucker is at the Olympics like 30 years later, like holy shit, walking around high as a kite, holding the Olympic torch.
I mean, he did kill a guy, right? Like murder is the case.
His bodyguard killed someone in self-defense.
He was involved in.
Yes, but like they were coming after him. What are you gonna do? You gotta lay him down, man.
Yeah.
I love a grown-ass man with a speech impediment. Let's freaking go, dude. That's
me right there for sure, bro.
You got a speech impediment?
Every now and then I'll pronounce a word a little bit funny. Mark
Zuckerberg had a sculpture made of his wife and put it in their backyard.
Okay, Mark Zuckerberg, I'm glad you brought that up. He's going through some shit right now. We need a wellness check on my boy. He went from looking like a full-blown, like an early model of what AI should look like personified to like now he just came out with an interview a month or two ago where he's like, I want to be, I'd be a great Los Angeles streetwear designer. And then recently, I think last week he said, I'm interested in looking into Supreme. I think they have an interesting business model. That is insane. He's coming back to like, I don't know if they just got a substitute while he just like in his
they took his
cryo chamber.
Yeah, like they fucked up and like they accidentally killed his clone. They had to bring the real Zuckerberg out and they're like unfreeze him. He's like, I love streetwear. They're like, fuck. There goes our stock.
Yeah, all this stuff you could search up. It happened the last month, but now he has like long curly hair. He got a gold chain.
Yeah, he's got a little fuck boy. Like
he got fuck boy look for show.
It's crazy what he grew his hair out a little bit. I think did he have a beard? All he did was put on a chain and grew his hair out a tiny bit, and now he just instantly like looks different. Like, how did he do that?
You know, he had like a whole team and they spent like 6 figures on trying to critically figure out how they could make him like come back.
Is hitting his stylist got millions just to be like, here's a chain. Here's a chain. Wear a shirt that doesn't look weird. And here's your chain.
Here's his Hurley shirt.
Yeah. Here's a Hurley shirt and a fucking chain. He's also doing jujitsu. He's like, you know, like
exactly. He be kicking it with like some UFC fighters as well. Like I be hearing this shit. Like
that's so funny.
But then again, like man, if I'm Mark Zuckerberg, the real one, and the clone's gone, like I guess I got no choice but just to. I mean, I feel like he should have done all these moves when he was like in his late 20s, early 30s. But I also got him to this point where he's at now. You know, but like, bruh, like. You never heard any of these stories about him like 10 years ago, 15. Even Tom was like alternative. He was cool. Elon Musk might be, Tom. Like just that photo, just off the muscle. Like, you're doing photography. That's respectable, Tom. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he's talking about MySpace Tom, everybody.
For sure. Yeah.
Tom just in that weird lurky photo. He's like, He's always trying to fuck all the Asian girls on there too. That's what I heard.
Bro, I used to trip out and just go on MySpace in like 6th grade and like refresh his page. I did that for fun just to see like what 10,000 more, 5,000 more, 4,000 more friends. And I used to just trip out on that stuff, you know? But no, I think Mark Zuckerberg's coming for like Tom's title of like the coolest like social media CEO. He might do it. You know, I think the Twitter guy is at least the former Twitter owner, like he was so far removed, you never really saw him as a personality. Elon Musk is like, I think he's just doing that for fun, the whole X thing.
He's just trolling.
Yeah.
Bezos is out here getting buff and shit, rolling around with that girl.
Yeah, he's getting buff. You know, you hear his laugh, you could understand a rich ass laugh after that.
The money laugh.
Yeah, he laughs with his teeth and shit.
Yeah, I need to learn how to laugh like that. You know what's crazy? There is a fucking affect amongst people with money, and I've seen it, and I've clocked it on people that have a lot of money. There's a way that they do things that they do laugh differently. There is different shit that they do, and they get it for like there's an upper crust rich person laugh, and there's a way that they like react to things and chuckle and grunt. It's like a whole different fucking vernacular, man.
No, you could really tell. It'd be a 9-day difference for sure.
What is this?
So I call that the stash box. I think that would miss the opportunity
on
a cool name. But it's essentially a stack of video games, you know.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Did you make this?
Yes.
Do you still have them?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you guys actually, one of the guys took one.
Oh, they took it home.
I'll make sure I get one over to
Bro,
you.
this is dope.
So, yeah,
I love a stash
that
box.
came from just 2 years ago. Just one of these pop-in streetwear brands telling me like, yo, let's make a pitch list. I sent them all these crazy-ass concepts, which I've dropped like 5 at this point off of that list. They want to touch none of it. And I tell them every single time, I told you so. Should have done this. That's one of my better selling products like ever.
That shit's hard.
We released it in April.
Donkey the movie.
It took us 2 years to make. So rather than like, and this is something that you could probably understand as a brand owner, like, you know, instead of just like beating a dead horse and putting like, okay, instead of Grand Theft Auto, it's Nothing Personal Auto. Instead of the Matrix, it's the Nothing Personal. It gets repetitive.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to do was make true bootlegs for each of them. So instead of the Matrix, you got the simulation.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto, I think, is like Grand Armed Robbery or something
Human
like that.
Spider.
Yeah, Human Spider instead of Spider-Man. You feel me? Like,
this is great.
We have fun with it, and it's a fully custom product. You know what I mean? It wasn't like what we're used to seeing with stash boxes, like a stack of Pringles or maybe like a water bottle. You know, like
this is sick.
This is something that like took us years to develop. There might have been like 8 hands from like 3D designers to you know, graphic designers to production guys. It was a long list, and you know, I'm thankful that we were able to get it out this year.
Kids, listen, get this. If you can get your hands on one of these, which I doubt your little stupid, smelly, grubby ass hands will be able to get wrapped around this amazing product. But if you do get one, you're under 18, you're 16, you're in your room, you got to hide your dildos, your weed, your ketamine,
exactly,
all your weird freak shit, your weird drugs I haven't even heard of, 2CE, 495, 627, fucking all that shit, fucking suppositories, vapes, especially your lighter spark, hide all your sparkaroos. I guarantee you, your parents will never in a million fucking years look at this twice.
Yeah.
Nor will someone rob in your house.
No.
So just buy one of these motherfuckers and hide in plain sight.
Exactly, man.
Hide in plain sight.
Go get you your Super Stash Bros.
Super Stash. That's a sick. That's
yeah. I thought I didn't have a name for a second. I'm so dumb sometimes. Yeah, Super Stash Bros.
See, that's what I like about we talked about when we met you in the office and we're talking about products and shit, right? And we deal with a lot of people. Like we deal with a lot of people, but like the thing about you that's interesting is that you have the ideas and you have the manufacturing, which is a rare thing.
Yeah.
So you're able to like plug those two things together, and usually it's a manufacturer or an idea person. But to have the two is powerful because you're gonna hit something. You're gonna make a product one day that's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Bananas, and then you own it.
That's the way we see it at the office, bro. We kind of see these products as like, okay, these are all great opportunities. These are all great leaders. You know, one of these hoes finna hit. You know what I mean?
100%.
So
100%.
That'd be our thought process when it comes to making these concepts. I see it. There's a lot of parallel between like music and like clothing.
Yep.
Not so much too often, but I see it as kind of like an artist that like releases a song, right? Let's say Future. We all love Future. He's big. You know, he's one of the biggest. You know, end of story. What I like about him is like he don't forget the fact that like you can't just have like 4 or 5 poppin' songs. You gotta reinvent yourself. You gotta have something new and something dope for people to support every single year. You know what I mean? And like I think that that should always be on your mind as a designer or creative is like challenge yourself, give people a reason to check in with the 2024 version of you.
That's what's up.
That was powerful, my fault.
Nah, that's fucking great. Listen, man. You're good, man. Just keep doing what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
So
Me and all my homies, we kind of came from that I guess that era, I guess to say, like right when COVID happened, that's when like all me and my homies brands had been like 2 years, 1 year, 3 years old. Myself, Half Evil, Abs, even Hellstar, you know what I'm saying? Like we were all starting, and I remember like March 2020, right when COVID happened, and like me and all the homies are like daunted. We're like, what the fuck? Like, is there gonna be money anymore? Like, what's gonna happen? And one of my homies, Worldwide Youth at the time, Dylan, new brand, just one of these fucking success stories, fucking white kid from like East Coast and shit like that, tapped in with Lil Tecca, and the rest is history. M's in their account. And, you know, he got hit with it first, April, May, 6-figure drop. We're like, what the hell? Then the other friend tries, 6-figure drop. And then we all kind of just fall into play, and we're just blown away by like the success that we had received. And that was like one of my second collections ever. And it blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, I have a homie that does stocks at the office. So he kind of like keeps me updated with like the verbiage, you know, but the market has, I guess, say stabilized. You know what I'm saying? Like no one's getting EDD and these checks coming in. But nevertheless, I feel like opportunities like these kind of allow you to create the best items, because truthfully, it's like pressure makes diamonds. You know what I mean? I think like
they just dropped a new monkeypox right now, so we might be going back into
I saw that, bro.
We're gonna go back and listen. The pandemic was an incubator, right? Yeah. Like somewhere in Streetwear, someone in Streetwear leaked the pandemic virus because everyone in the business, like the pandemic hit and everyone's like, oh shit, we gotta get our shit together. We have to, and everyone fucking who knew how to get it together,
got it together.
Their shit blew up inside the pandemic. Born and raised too. Everyone, everyone's shit. Like you either fucking shut your doors or you went,
yeah,
and
that made or break people for sure.
That was the incubator.
Yeah, I damn near want to get a COVID tat. One of the viruses, you know what I'm saying, with the fuzzy little balls at the end.
The little green slime guy.
Exactly. But you know, as I was saying, you know, I was asking you how you got into this, like. Me, myself, like, yeah, it was just strictly cover art. Like, I only wanted to do, like album art. You know, there was a certain time when I was, like, 14, 15, I wanted to make music.
Yeah.
And where I'm from, it's a lot of, like, punk and ska bands. It's Paramount, California. But for some reason, Southeast LA just has a gang of ska and punk culture there. You know what I'm saying? So all of our, bro, we go to, no one even really knows about this, but Compton had a gang of fucking backyard shows at the time when we were in high school, bro. And like Paramount's next door neighbors, Paramount.
What year was this?
2013, like I'll say maybe like 2010 to 2013. You know, that was happening all just like regional area, like Southgate, Linwood, like, bro, metalcore shows, just full breakdowns and shit like that. I was tripping out, and there was Nas involved still. It was such a crazy time, but nevertheless, like I was inspired seeing all my homies in these bands and shit, and I was helping them record. Me personally, I play like guitar and piano.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then like, you know, once I'm like 17, 18, like little beat starts coming out and shit like that, I'm like, man, I'm gonna start rapping. And then like I tried for 3 months and I'm like, my voice is too nasally. I don't want to hear this. So I thought what was like the next best thing I could get myself within the music industry. I'm like, cool, let me engineer the homies. That didn't always work. So I'm like, what's the next step? Let me just do graphics for them, you know? And that was fun up until maybe like I turned like 22, 23. At that point, people slowly started hitting me up for like designs. Like, okay, cool cover art. Now let's hit you up for t-shirt designs. And I ain't gonna lie, that transition is pretty difficult. I'm sure there might be a graphic designer too who could relate to that, just for the fact that whenever you're designing album art, you're literally within like a square.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like those are the diameters.
Yeah.
Whenever it's t-shirts, sometimes it's a rectangle. Sometimes it's a sideways rectangle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
You also got to think about like how is that fitting on the person's body,
exactly.
right? Okay. Designing a t-shirt is really like, you know, it's not, you're right. It's a square, but a t-shirt is it's a 3-dimensional tee with holes in it. And you got to think about what's going to be the illest look here. Like where can we hit that hasn't been hit?
Exactly.
What's the layout? And like, you have to really think about how it's going to wear. And you have to always realize too, is like, not everyone can wear the crazy shit.
You can't.
Some fools need to just have like a little hit,
Exactly,
little chest hit.
right?
You know, I need to be able to chill. Like, you know, it's not for everybody. And like, it's there's definitely an art to. I mean, obviously, there's an art to making that shit and to thinking about that kind of design on a
communicating
t-shirt.
just that message, you know.
Yeah.
And that's probably, I think, like the biggest that's the biggest challenge I think for brands today is like, I think that we all established and accepted that like, cool, we have our top 10, our top 15 favorite shirts. We all own like 60, 100, sure.
Yeah.
But like, we only wear like the 5 or 10 and occasionally the other ones.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I think that streetwear has find itself in this position where it's like, okay, now we got to really make sure whatever is being released is worth it. You know what I mean? Like this is going to add to someone's, closet. But I think it's having people drop, but it's also like drop like flies, like negatively, but it's also having people like come up with creative solutions and like, you know, great stories just to share on a shirt. You know what I mean? I feel like that's my objective, like in 2024, is just like communicate an idea. You know what I mean? Communicate a concept. Like I came up, as I was saying, like doing cover art and then transitioning to design. And for the first 3 years, I was just doing stuff for other people. You know what I mean? And then I always just felt like, you know, as a graphic designer, I feel like I was always afraid just to slap one logo. So I always kind of forced myself to kind of like share these messages, and it's allowed me to get like up to here. But I think that, you know, that's always been a challenge. Still to this day, I've never dropped like a design with just like a logo. That's like, I'm afraid with the reality. Maybe it'll do really good, right? You know?
Yeah, well, you got to test it.
Oh, God, right? What am I afraid about? Yeah.
Here's the thing I realized. It takes, listen, branding, marketing, all that fucking messaging, because that's what we're in. We're in the branding game.
Yeah.
It's not fashion, it's branding. It's marketing, it's advertising, right? And like, if you really think about the messaging of branding, how brands work, at the end of the day, like I tell people, I go, look, the guy that wants to buy your shirt, right? He wants to buy it probably because he saw someone wear it.
Yeah.
The person that he saw wearing it might have bought that shirt 3 years ago. So what you're talking about is like they're looking at a 3-year-old design and being like, I want that.
Yeah.
Because of that, you have to make available shit like branding. So they were like, yo, I want to be a part of this brand.
Yeah.
What's the fastest way to it? It's not the shirt with Chucky cooking crack on it. It's the shirt with the fucking rocker logo.
Exactly.
And they go, I want to wear a Born and Raised shirt. How do I, boom, that's his Born and Raised. And it's that simple sometimes.
Exactly.
So you have to A, make sure that customer is happy.
Yeah.
And B, do shit that makes us happy internally, which is like the wild fucking Chucky cooking crack shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
that made us happy.
Yeah.
Actually, that shirt actually did well. But typically a lot of those things that we throw against the wall don't stick because it's not what the dude, because you got to think like the guy that's like really paying your bills, the mass, he's not the tastemaker. He's like the guy following the guy who's following the guy who's a tastemaker, right? Yeah. The tastemaker is the guy that sees the shit first and be like, oh, that's hard, and recognizes it. But that dude's close to the inside. That's not where your money is. The money's on the outside, and the money's on the further rungs of like going outside of it. It's a whole, and you got to think about it. And like it's a long motherfucking process, because at the end of the day, we're all artists and we don't want to like sit here and fucking repeat ourselves, and we want to make new shit all the time.
Yeah.
And like there are some brands, there are very few brands that can do that, but there's very few who can just flip it all the time.
Exactly.
And some of those brands are like, you know, some of them are couture brands, some of them are streetwear, but not too many.
Yeah.
Most successful streetwear brands, like they're just selling you the same logo all the time. You know? And if you get big enough, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly.
If you get big enough, then you can dictate the pace and be
Yeah.
like, guess what, everyone? Y'all are going to wear a shirt with a lizard on it for the next 3 months. And that's it.
Yeah.
And they're going to go, yes, sir, because they believe in you. And
Yeah.
like, that's fucking great. And that's the whole thing of like, you know, the messaging and marketing and branding. It's like a whole, It's a process, and like I only know this from experience because I've been doing it for so long. Like I'm sure that you could learn this in a class way quicker than it took me to learn it over the past decades.
Well, I've been using like case studies, man. I want to shout out 3 specific brands. My boy Sky's the Limit SDL. I want to shout out Asali, and that's off a lot of cough syrup because they're individuals where like. Coming in from like that 2020 era of streetwear, which is like, considerably all kind of like shock and like, whoa, what's going on with this t-shirt design? They kind of brought me back to earth while realizing that like, it's really based around like the community you bring. You feel like you want to be part of something, at the end of the day. And they don't spend too much time on like their graphics. You know what I mean? You go out on the street, you see an awful lot of cough syrup. It's the exact same shit on the front and the back. And Dub knows that, Shout out to Dub and,
That's your boy?
Yeah, they're all the homies right there.
That brand is so interesting. Here's the other thing about it is like you can be in the same business with someone and not know anything about them for years.
Yeah.
Like, I've been aware of it. I don't know shit about it. I know his shit just got robbed.
Yeah.
And I was looking at that. I'm like, that's also great advertising.
Oh, yeah.
He popped up in the news because his gates got crashed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, that sucks. But at the same time, his name was in everybody's mouth for that week.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, and like that brand too, like, do you know the story, like the genesis of that whole thing? Does it come from, is it from a viral moment?
So check it out. Yeah, it came from a viral moment. I know like the encyclopedic version. I've been like familiar with Dub Shot, and he's commissioned me like 6 years ago. He's been tapped in. But he came up selling juice, drink. I don't want to put all that out there, but he was around Pump a lot coming up like in 2017. He dropped this brand that's off a lot of cough syrup. He had small moments like flashes in the pan. He had Draco the Ruler, he had Lil Pump, and just a couple other selective artists. And then like around like 2020, around COVID happening, that's when like you really started seeing this go crazy. He went through his like parking lot era, as he likes to refer it, where by Pershing Square, he had just a big van parked outside of his truck, and like the store breaking in. That's a bigger version of what happened. Like was felt like every 3 weeks, every month with him. He'd constantly get his van broken into. But what he did was he literally just paid for a parking spot. He paid for like several parking spots to have like an area at a parking structure across from Pershing Square. And he invited all these rappers, bro. And what he did was really like coast and grow a community. You know what I mean? Like like I said, like I come from, doing shirts where it's just like the craziest designs, and I'm spending 6 hours trying to like reinvent the wheel. Yeah. Where, Dub at the time, he was just coming straight where it's like, bah, bah. And it would make me tilt my head. I'm like, okay, cool, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and now he's like the biggest thing out here, and I'm proud of it. I think they really need to build a statue of him or something. But, one thing I could say about him, he's always been open-minded, and he really does have a lot of good people around him. He has a crazy operation. You know what I mean?
Damn, his shit's big, huh?
It's very big, bro. I'm not going to lie. Like it, you're only going to be able to really gauge how big a brand is by like going to the grocery store and seeing what people are wearing, going to the fucking, the OC fair, you know what I'm saying? Kind of getting a crowd, an idea of like what people are rocking out there. And that's what you see people wearing, But at the end of the day, I think that he also is finding himself where it's like, cool, now I got to think of like creative stuff, and he's doing so. He's opening he's had several stores in LA, which is, even his protege, I like to say Milo Asali. I'm not sure if you've seen it. It's like a sweats. It's a popular one. It has like Chapo and Pablo Escobar like back and forth. But he's been doing that for like 4 or 5 years. It's like super huge out here in LA, and like he blew my mind just releasing that stuff, because it's like I said, I came in just part of this like era where it's like, cool, you only drop it once and that's it, Blazzy. You don't say a word. You only did 100, get out the way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where when Asali came in 2021, 2022, it blew my mind. He just kept selling these sweatsuits, and I'm like, isn't that counterintuitive? And then we realized, like, bro, no one's looking at stock X like that no more. You know what I'm saying? And like, I might have had this conversation with you last time I was here, but you even look at like the biggest brands out there, like Balenciaga or Rick Owens. Some people would like categorize them. And the truth is with Balenciaga, like if you want to buy some sock shoes, you could have for the last 5 years. You can go on Farfetch, Essence, you can go on Nordstrom, walk into the Balenciaga store. It's always going to be there. Now, I think that like that kind of defies this whole like rule about streetwear where it's like, no, you gotta only have like 50 of them. It drops, and don't you dare ever drop it again. You know what I mean? When I think that nowadays, yeah, it's all about just like growing that community, and people want to be part of something. You know what I mean? I think like 10 years ago when I was like, 15 years ago, I was like 15, 16, you know what I mean? When I was a teenager, and I started figuring out about Tyler the Creator. This is 2011, you know, like, Fairfax becomes a thing. I start going over there and I'm walking around with $20 in my pocket with my hands in my pocket, just looking dumb.
Yeah.
And I'm being treated as I'm dumb. You know what I'm saying? You go into Supreme, they're like, get your ass up out of here. You know what I mean? Like they're looking at you crazy, asking for a sticker. You probably shouldn't be asking for stickers at retail stores, but I'm gonna do so anyways at 16.
Yeah.
But there are examples where I was with Dub earlier this year and I asked him like, yo, what's your plan for this year? And then he was sharing me, I just want to like, go crazy with this. And I was telling him like, what I want to do is like build this like IRL community. I see you doing it. It's a lot of fun. He's like, bro, every person I meet, I give them the biggest smile. And if they can't afford some shit, maybe I'll give them a shirt or something like that. But that message, that transaction is gonna translate later into their day or later into their week when they ask them like, oh, like where'd you get that shirt? Or they're gonna be able to share that story, and that's gonna really like resonate
100%.
with them.
Yo, word of mouth is still to this day the most powerful advertising. Because if I respect you and you put me onto something and be like, yo, have you heard of this? And I respect you, I'm done. I'm sold.
Yeah.
If I fully respect you, there are a few people where I'm like, if you put me onto something, I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
And like if that shit is more powerful than any advertising and millions of dollars spent on fucking commercials, like word of mouth is still king. And like that shit he's saying, like, yo, he was kind to some kid. That kid tells his homies, yo, that dude's cool.
Yeah.
The little homies are saying you're cool. They're 15. Like those guys grow up into consumers.
Yeah.
You got them at 15. Like you got them early. And that shit really works. You know, like for all the hands, shooken and babies kissed, like that shit fucking equals,
And he proved a good example to me. He's like, Blazzy, if I walked into gallery department and Josue, the creative director or owner or whatever, like was over here like passing me these pieces and like smiling and talking to me, I'm buying every single drop. I'm like, bruh, I mean, that's pretty facts, you know what I mean? Because you get treated, well. It's like 10, 15 years ago that relationship didn't exist amongst like the retail and the consumers. You go into any shop. That was just the attitude. But I feel like nowadays, I think that like people are more inclined to like just showing more love in real life. You know what I mean? IRL. The
model used to be snooty, right?
Yeah.
Because like that was the kind of Supreme store model, right? Like you go in there, people give you attitude.
Yeah.
Kind of like, what are you doing in here?
Yeah.
Like especially in New York.
Uh-huh.
I remember when I was a kid, I went to Supreme in New York a long time ago, 20 years ago. And this dude was giving me attitude, and I was like, what the fuck? I got all in my head about it. I'm like, fuck this fool.
Yeah.
Why is he giving me a fucking attitude? Like, and I got all angry. And I remember walking around like, what the fuck do I care? Like, what's some dude, But like, but that was that model, and that shit worked like gangbusters.
Yeah.
But now it's a different generation. Like people don't want to be treated like shit. They want to be touched. They want to be fucking. They want to interact with you. It's a different game. And also, I feel like the whole community angle. I feel like all the kind of internet shit has made it so like community is more important, like IRL community interaction, because it's been taken away. Like people don't interact. I mean, we do, but like now when people interact in real life, it's a big thing because it's more exciting. I think that's my theory.
100%. I relate to that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even as you mentioned that, like I keep harping on this, you know what I mean? But like I said, like the first era of COVID, that's how I kind of came up. So like I was never like structured mentally into like, okay, you gotta have a retail shop or you gotta have a pop-up. I didn't do my first pop-up like formally till December this last year. And when I did that, your first pop-up vibes, you only know someone's gonna wait in line. It's like you see all these metrics and these numbers, and it's coming in online, but what's it gonna be like on this day at fucking 10 a.m.? And when I pulled up, bro, I thought they had a roller coaster right there. You know what I'm saying? I was tripping out, and it made me realize, like, like meeting these people is so great. I did a pop-up for the next month, every single month for like till like May this year. I stopped recently. I want to like get some dope shit going on, but from December to May, like I realized it started becoming consistently more or less like some of the same people. And then my goal was to like try to make them become homies with each other, and they ended up doing that naturally, which like blew my mind, man. So we got the Sparker room, man, the lighter leash. I came into this office, I was like, man, my heart's sake. I'm like, what? We got some dope products right here, man. That's what's up. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, this little guy's name is Sparkaroo.
Sparkaroo.
Yeah.
He's a lighter. It's a
lighter leash. Yeah.
Lighter leash.
Yeah. So the way we kind of like create products at the office is we just try to find like solutions, or I mean, question number one is like, you know, is this something I would genuinely purchase if I walked into the store and I didn't know who made it?
If I put this on my belt, I get arrested. I'm aged out of this demographic. I can't have this. They were literally like, I'd step outside.
I never saw it like that, but fuck, I'm getting close to there. I gotta remove these.
There's a point at which you just can't have I can't have a little plush, a stuffed animal hanging off my belt.
Hanging off your belt. Hell no.
You gotta be like, it's like what? The cap is like 22. What is it? What's the? You should have an age limit on this thing, right?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should have like, you must purchase it with an ID.
Yeah,
and like anyone over 25 or 22 is done.
Yeah,
like,
you're a pervert, bro.
Your IP's fucked, my boy.
Fuck yeah, exactly.
You cannot be on it. But yeah, so we start off just thinking about like, cool, like how we have lighter leashes. All the homies have some. Like, what's a cool way to incorporate like more of like a plushy vibe to it? Like, okay, let's think of like animals. What animal like could hold things? Oh, let's make it a kangaroo.
The kangaroo.
Okay, on top of that, let's think of a funny name. Like that's the best part about like all these products is I love the design of it, all that stuff is the more heavy lifting side thing. The more fun stuff is the promo, the packaging, and just naming these products. This is Sparkaroo right here.
Sparkaroo.
This is Incense.
Sorry,
InSound 5, excuse me. And this is the Ashmaster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Which is like, what's interesting too is like I saw some of this stuff was in the office before they told me that you made it, and I was like, oh, this is cool. This is like a speaker incense. I didn't know you'd done it. But
yeah,
like, I think, and I've met your team, and it's all young dudes.
Yeah,
and like we sat down, like you guys have a. I think what's interesting about your team and your office is that you guys don't have like we have boundaries that we set. Because of our structure, right? So if I'm like, yo, I need to make this certain thing, it goes down this whole line of things that has to happen.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like with you guys, you're like, yo, I need a fucking propeller hat that you can put a beer in that's electric, and they're like, we're gonna figure it out. And they start emailing people, and they start tapping like, and you guys figure shit out.
Yeah.
Because I think because you're small and scrappy, and also like our shit's so structured. And we have to be to get shit done because we're on such a crazy cadence. Yeah. But that also is debilitating because if I want to make like now if I want to make something, like I say I want to make a little wooden bat, I can't just go do it anymore. It used to just be like, we just go figure it out. Yeah. Now it's like, I got to talk to this guy and he's got to talk to that guy. But you guys have this like, it's not just because you're small. You're scrappy because you guys aren't. I can tell that you guys don't limit yourselves.
Yeah,
you guys aren't like no. You guys aren't like we can't do that. You're like
we're problem solvers.
You're problem solvers.
We're rock flippers.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I want to shout
stone turners.
Exactly. I want to shout out to my team. It's called the Sandbox. And what I do want to say about them is like not a single person there has a college degree. None of them, they all come from like humble beginnings. They all come from like small time. Like one of the designers, shout out to Yael. He was 16 when I met this fool, you know what I'm saying? And I convinced him, he went to like Columbus High. He was making tens of thousands of dollars, bro, 2021, like making bread. And he's from Southgate, the same area where I'm from. So I'm like, what? I meet this fool. And I convinced him to leave high school and become successful. And like the rest is history. He ended up doing so. And shout out to my dog, Nate. He didn't even do graphics, bro. He bullshit his way into the building, bruh. And then one day we just had a client like, can you do illustrations? And he just said, I could. And then he made an illustration. We just kept him around. He's done stuff for like the biggest artists of our generation today. You know what I mean? And shout out to my dog Edgar, who does all the dope packaging. You know, he came up.
Oh yeah.
I met him. He was doing rugs. He was tufting rugs. He shot me a rug. And on top of that, he was at a call center. You know what I mean? He was hustling. He was trying to make it make sense. And you know.
You don't fuck around with packaging. I remember talking about packaging. He goes, I take packaging very serious. I was like, holy shit.
What?
You're not playing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I take it a little too serious. You know what I'm saying? It kind of gets in the way of like a calendar.
Yeah.
You know, because then I find myself spending an extra 3 months on just one side of like of the wall, of the box, and you just get stuck there. But Edgar's a great example of perseverance. You know, he's somebody that like, he came up, just straight up like Rasa family, you feel me? Just like hustled, and his parents ain't from here, you know, he's not from over there, so it's kind of like you miss like an opportunity to learn about like culture through like your parents, you know what I'm saying? So like he's someone like myself, someone like Yael, you know, who just like we just got figured out ourselves and we did so, you know. I'm so thankful. But
Love
with
that
Edgar,
shit.
like he's somebody that like I tell all my designers, right, like, hey bro, like truth, because I came from working salary jobs as like designing for like clothing brands for different companies like last couple of years, and I always tell them like, hey bro, like I'm gonna tell y'all what none of these fools told me. You're not gonna get rich with me, bro. You're not gonna get a Ferrari, but what you are gonna do is be able to understand this game. And I really want you to do your own brand, do your own projects. That's really where like the money is. I'm gonna be able to help you pay some bills. I'm not gonna let you go broke. That's impossible. But like, you know, I always tell my team, it's like, bro, like this is the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Don't do it like how I did. Wait till I'm like 26, make a brand and shit like that. Like, thank you so much. Do it while you guys have this fresh perspective. You guys have the opportunity. Bills are low. You know what I'm saying? Because the older you get an extra $1,000 on top of your bills or something like that. So, and you know,
Bro, this is way better than anything that you could ever do as far as going to a school. The only bestest fucking way to learn this kind of shit is on the job.
Yeah.
And coming out of high school,
Yeah.
they're set if they can turn from high school into grinding that quick.
Yeah.
They're set up for success for life because they're building a career in their early 20s. When they're 35, they're going to be balling.
They exactly have all the answers to the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
That's real shit. That's like 100%. Like I didn't do that.
yeah. And to this day, like I've worked, yeah, we both have worked for like the biggest companies out here. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never, ever have showed a resume or had to go further than a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
You want to know something? I say this all the time. The one reason why I start companies is because I don't want to fill out a resume.
Yeah, what?
I'm like, I don't want to do it. It makes me feel crazy.
My shit finna say Subway on it. I don't even know what my resume looks like.
I've never made a resume.
Yeah.